I'm going to be using this. I wore this yesterday and I was going to go into work, and this is the Chanel pigmented, the pigments. This is Bois d'Amarante. This is the plum shade, and some of you, I'm being careful because this is like that mechanism that has a lot of fallout. So you can put that directly on here. So I'll show you. It's pretty pigmented. It can get messy, so I just go in right away just to buff it out. And it's such a great one and done. So if you're someone of my skin tone, like plums, and you know this already, plums and berries look so good on my skin tone. And for me, it's like a perfect one and done. So you can put it on here, but I always have to be careful. Like I had to lean forward. What I actually did was decanted some of it. I actually put it on this like makeup palette. So it's loose pigment, and I just put it on, and I'm just patting it on. I feel like I have a little bit more control. Yeah, and actually more goes on. It's buildable. It's such a shame. I don't think they sell these anymore. I think you can find them on the secondhand market. Okay, so I don't want to put any more. Actually, I have a bunch left here. And then I'm going to take a clean, fluffy brush and just buff out the edges. And then kind of smoke it out of the edge. There we go, pretty. I think it's such a beautiful plummy color. I'm gonna stop there because I don't want it too smoky. However, I'm gonna take a flat brush here and then take what remaining pigment I had, tap it off just so there's no fallout, and use that on the bottom liner just to connect the top to the bottom to make it smoky, and concentrating most of it at the end. Okay, so that's that. Volume de Chanel, love it. Okay, so my eyebrows are, let's do this. Let's run this through. This is SURRAT, and this is their eyebrow gel. I think it's such an underrated brand, and it's Japanese technology. Okay, so I'm looking in the mirror now. I can see a little bit, it's like uneven, so I'm just gonna kind of clean that up. Oop, there's some pigment on here. So what I want to do is take a clean fluffy brush, clean out the edges. Again, this is something you have to be careful with, like pigmented shadows. Just clean up the edges. Because the Hourglass palette is a little bit shimmery, I do like to start with a base of kind of neutral bronzer, and this is the SURRAT neutral bronzer. And it'll work really well because I forgot to do contour today. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go in with the Hourglass third palette, and I just do both of these. This is the blush I use. This is the mauve one, and this is definitely more for deeper complected beauties. However, if you go light-handed, I'm using a squirrel hair brush. Such a beautiful color. Look at that. And it diffuses out, right? Diffuse out the color. Beautiful. Because I'm extra, I'm going to, what did I do yesterday? Oh, I actually took some of this and did it as a topper. These top two from the Hourglass palette, just to add a little bit of shiny shine. The Diamond Dust palette. The Chanel collection just came online, and I'm gonna clean this brush later, but we're just gonna grab some of that Diamond Dust here. Oh, so pretty. After the overspray went away, it's been great. Okay, so now it's a little too much. What I do is just dial it back and take a buffer. Do this. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do is take my hair down. Okay, it's a little oily. Well, actually it's okay. I think I might wear it down. And today is the day where I'm just gonna put it in a bun, but I'm also gonna, in the car, I'm gonna grab dry shampoo just in case. So here's the lipstick. This is from the Chanel holiday release. This is the X Straight, and this is the plum color. Okay, so be very careful because it's super pigmented. Picked up this new Chanel liner. It's called Brune Foncé. It's their new release. It's a brown color, but it has gray in it. Oh God, I love it. Again, it's a little vampy. I gotta go, and that's the look. Oh, the last thing I'm gonna do. I keep saying the last thing I'm gonna do, but it really is. So I'm gonna grab one more thing. I got the other Hourglass powder palette, just running this lighter one to brighten up the front area because it's too bright for me. I've been taking this actual shade. This is more my skin tone. This is the powder in the deepest palette, and I just run that all over my face for an extra glow because this is actually more my shade, and I just run that all over my face, and that is the look, a vampy burgundy Merlot look. Tell me what you think. Okay, beauty fam, I was late dropping off my kid at school, and I was doing my makeup, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a little bit too much. And this is like the advantage of having like better lighting when your makeup stand. Like, I looked in the mirror and I was like, it's too much. So I kind of blotted my lipstick, and I think the liner is nice. It's this really new it's this new Chanel liner, and it was one of those sleeper releases, Brune Foncé, and I'll do a swatch of it later. So what I'm gonna do this is actually blot some of that extrait on my lips. So from the Chanel holiday release, I got two of the extrait colors. One is plum and the other is the pink one. So I'm gonna do this. I'm going to one hand, I'm in the car, so this is the plum one, and I'm going to blot that on. Such a beautiful color. And then I'm taking that pinky shade one. I've been doing this a lot with my lipsticks, and excuse me, I just have like such dry scalp. I hate that when you have black hair, you can see all like the dry flakes. I don't have dandruff, is what it is. This is like dry scalp season. I just really hate it. This is probably one of the reasons I want to dye my hair again. It's like you don't see much of my dry scalp issues. Okay, so now going into this pink one and just layering that on top and have more of a festive look. Look how pretty that is. So it turns from plum to like a fuchsia plum. I just been combining the shades together. So I'm redoing again that mauvey plum look I had from yesterday, and my nose is looking shiny already, so we're gonna kind of touch that up. Okay, in my to-go kit I have the NARS translucent light reflecting powder, and it's kind of in this translucent shade, and I just always have a powder puff on me, and I just go in and then dab the parts where it's starting to look oily. And one hot tip I keep forgetting to do is not putting moisturizer anywhere where I have oily skin, and that's my nose. I just put serum on it, but still, it's like still too glowy. And my nose is always like my trouble area. I don't know, she's looking a little red today. Maybe it's part of that fall look, but here we are. Here's the look. I still think this is a little too much, but you know, with lipstick and blush, that's the first thing for me to go. Okay, and then the skincare mishap I had here, like skincare that got on my blouse, and I blotted it. You can see a little bit of demarcation, but I threw an extra black blouse in my bag just in case, but I think it's okay. And then when I get to work, actually I put on a blazer. This is just like my commuting sweater, just because I get cold in the car. But as soon as I get in the office, I transition to a work blazer, and then the look is complete. But let me know what you think about this makeup look. All this is pretty much Chanel on my eyes. Is that Boys Amaranth loose pigments from last fall, the mauve blush from last fall that people were like, oh my gosh, it's gonna look bruised. This is not gonna look bruised. It's just made for people of a deeper skin tone, and you can always go in lighter on it. I think it looks beautiful. A little bit of the Hourglass and SURRAT bronzer on there, a little cocktail Chanel base, and then using the Westman Atelier on my eyes, and a cocktail of Chanel. Like I have the new Chanel Brune Foncé liner, and 2 of the new Allure Extraits. I think that's what they're called, Extraits from Chanel, that have released today on their website. I'm gonna stop now because I'm starting to lose my voice. Have a great day, beauty fam.